Hi friends, welcome to the Enchanted Chariot. My name is Cynthia, and I'm going to be discussing all things tarot, oracle, and otherworldly. I have been an avid YouTube watcher for about 3 years. A little late to the game, but late's better than never. One of the content creators that I thoroughly enjoy is the Zodiac Queen, or Z Queen. I've never spoken with her personally. There's like comments back and forth in her comment section, but other than that, I don't know her. She doesn't know me, but I do really enjoy her content. She does political readings infused with astrology. Sometimes it's just tarot, sometimes it's just astrology, but she is engaging and thorough, accurate. She's funny, she's completely engaging, and I really enjoy what she has to offer. I feel like she's just always giving us this great big hug because we're all walking around anxious and scared about what tomorrow's going to bring, because things just seem like am I sleeping? Am I in a nightmare? Is this really happening? And she just brings perspective, calmness, and it honestly just feels like a really big hug, and I'm so grateful for her for that. I think the other thing is that she really inspired me to become a YouTube content creator myself. And what do I have to offer? Well, I want to create a safe space for everyone, regardless of where you are at in your tarot journey. So if you don't even have a deck and you're just curious, or you're a professional who's making their coin and living their best life, and tarot is your career, everybody's welcome here, whether you're a beginner, a novice, intermediate, or advanced. Everybody. I will say that I do not know how to edit. I don't know how to do special effects. I don't have an intro. I don't have an exit. This is my lame attempt at a background. Oh, props to Marsh for the star background there. That was really sweet. She gave that to me for Christmas. Another friend of mine. So as my channel progresses, it's going to get prettier and much more professional, when it comes to the video content. I bought a deck when I was 15 years old, and between the ages of 15 and 19, I sporadically did some readings. I was doing it because I just trying to be cool, I guess. I wasn't really invested in tarot and learning tarot, and when I was 19, I did 2 readings that were so accurate they scared me, so I put the cards down. About 150 years later, actually a year and a half ago, I purchased the Kim Krantz Wild Unknown Tarot deck, and very shortly thereafter, I purchased the Kim Krantz Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, which is an oracle deck, and I love it. And I have been learning and growing and figuring things out on my own. There is no real community where I live. I live in a small town, so it's pretty lonely, I will admit, but my love of tarot is so amazing that I do a 3-card spread every single day, along with 5 oracle cards. Being an empath, I'm inundated by people's energy and emotions all day, and I find like I can get overwhelmed, and it can just ruin my day. And I really do find when I do that reading that it grounds me out, and it prepares me for the day, and it reminds me of like how many gifts I have to offer and how I can navigate other people's energy so that I can have a good day too. So I had no expectations, no calendars, no nothing. I've just been organically moving towards educating myself when it comes to all things tarot. So that deck that I bought when I was 15, in the last 6 years, I lost a card and one card got bent. And it just so happened that one of my closest sister from another mister, Karen, hi Karen, I know you're watching. She had exactly the same deck. And she offered to give me the cards to make my deck whole again. So I willingly and happily took them, and I smudged them, and now I have a working deck. Now I just heard a massive cringe happen there. Some of you are being cringy because there's a kind of a rule out there that says, like, once a card is lost or part of the deck is lost or damaged, that it needs to be retired. Well, I don't believe that. I don't really follow any rules, protocols, guidelines, or procedures when it comes to tarot. I follow my own heart, my own intuition, and spirit. And so I think one is your first deck, you have to, it has to be gifted. You can't purchase your first deck. Another one would be you can't use a used deck because of the energy, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe in either one. However, I want to say right now that if you do, I respect that and I honor that, because that's your journey and it's your practice. And I respect that. And I'm hoping that people will respect the fact that I don't subscribe to any rule book. It's just Cynthia's rules. So I thought that I'd just start out with a very quick little story that happened to me last week. And it's kind of cool. I went to this department store here in my little town, and it's a big deal because it's a bigger department store. It's fancy, and it runs on the premise that it's constantly bringing new things in, so it creates this beast inside of you that's just like, oh my god, I know there's stuff there, there's new stuff, it's gonna fit, it's gonna be amazing, it's good deals, oh my god, I gotta get it, I gotta get the pants are on sale. It creates that anxiety. It's almost like gambling. And I tried not to give into it, because I find in those situations I end up spending a lot of money I didn't want to spend and buying a lot of shit I didn't want to buy. So, pardon my language. Anyways, there was a tarot deck. And would I buy this tarot deck if it was regular price? No. If you put this tarot deck in a row with 9 other tarot decks and I got to pick one for free, would I ever pick this deck? No. However, for $2.50, sold. The deck is Omegaland. You can see that? Now, why wouldn't I bother with this deck? Well, the theme of this deck is like a post-nuclear war, nuclear fallout, nuclear accident. And it can be fairly graphic as far as some violence. And there's a tiny bit of nudity, but I don't mind nudity at all. I'm not really connecting with the art. However, I will say the quality of this deck is ridiculous. I've only ever seen, I searched for reviews on this deck, and I think there's like only 4 on YouTube. So it's not a favored deck. So I will be doing a reveal, which is just a quick peek. I will be reviewing this deck thoroughly in a later video, but for now, I just want to share my little surprise with you that I got this week. So it was created by Joe Baginski, and the game was created by Karen Baginski. Now, I think that's kind of cool, although I'd never use it as a game. Tarot did start out as a game and then evolved into what we know tarot to be now. This deck comes with 6 instruction cards to play the actual card game. It comes with a little white book. And would I use this little white book for any of the readings? No. Just your typical white book. It's because it's written in the first person. There's not a lot of description and there's not a lot of meat in this book. And trust me, I've seen many little white books and they can be meaty. If the creator makes them meaty, it is possible. Like, let's see, pick one. Pick an easy one here. Okay, so the Nine of Wands. Things look bad for this guy when I came upon him, but you know what? He lasted this long, so that says something. He gathered his inner strength and held off his enemy long enough for me to arrive. And the key word is, I don't know. The key word was, if I was paying attention. Okay, needless to say, not a great book. However, I will be reading it cover to cover because I do appreciate it when a creator puts a guidebook in with their tarot deck. I read it because it's like it's the creator's take on their very own deck, so it's like awesome. I do have one deck that did not come with a guidebook, and I think they got away with it because the box is phenomenal. The cardstock is to die for. The texture of the paper is creamy. The artwork is so detailed and gorgeous and cute, and I think that's how they got away with not having a guidebook. However, I would have loved a guidebook. I don't know if I bought it knowing there was a guidebook or not, but I still missed the guidebook. It was a bit of a disappointment. And I do realize that I can use other guidebooks as long as they are describing the same system. It's just not that. It's not that creator's. It's her deck. I want to hear from him or her about their deck. So I thought I'd just show you an example of one of the cards of this deck and compare it to a Rider-Waite-Smith card as well. So this is one of the cards. Their cardstock's great. I prefer a thicker cardstock myself. This is the back of the card. It is not reversible, so that means that this is upright. So you can see, like, for example, like this big black mark's up here, but when I turn it inverse, it's down here. If it were a reversible, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference as to whether it was upright or reversed. So this is the Strength card. Now, when I first saw this card, I was like, huh? What? And I realized, like, I hadn't read the White Book yet. So I'm going to go through that journey with you right now. So I was kind of like, this is not the Strength card, because the Strength card that I'm accustomed to is this one. And it comes from the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot by La Scarabeo. So in this deck, she is majestic. She is magical. She is strong. She's patient. She is grounded. She is in control of the whole entire situation. That lion, she's holding his mouth. The lion is known as one of the scarier creatures on the earth, full of power and could kill her at any time. But it's submitting to her. There's no violence. There's no restraint happening here. It's just her very own strength and power that this majestic beast is bowing down to her. In comparison to the Omegaland, sorry, it's so hot, the Omegaland deck, where that's not really, as far as I'm concerned, being projected from the image that what this one projects, right? I don't get it. However, after reading the White Book and remembering that this deck is post-nuclear accident, nuclear war, well, then this Strength card does make sense. And yeah, so what am I learning about this deck? Well, the more I fiddle with it, the more I learn about it, the more I touch it, the more I shuffle it, I'm kind of liking it. We'll have to see. The thing that's haunting me a little bit is I can't see myself using it in a spread. Anyways, I am super happy that you're here and that you found me, and I'm hoping that you will subscribe, and I'm hoping that you will share so we can build this cool community, and give me a thumbs up and give me a little like. And also hit that notification button, because whenever I put out new content, you'll be the first to know. Have a magical day, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Take care.